That's all set up. All right. And we are now back in Kerbal Space Program, where apparently there's a bunch of crap lying around near the launch pad. Now, I know we did revert this to an earlier version, yeah. There's the Eve Voyager. Oh, wait, no, this is the Mark I version, the version that tried to destroy itself. And that we determined is too unstable to send into any actual. Took forever to construct this thing, so the fact that we can't really use this version of it annoys me. Sent up 2 fuel modules. For it. It can't even be used. Then we have the Eve Voyager 2, which isn't able to actually make it to Eve either. Well, it can make it to Eve, but there's just way too much problems with the fuel system. There just isn't enough fuel to get there. Well, there probably is enough fuel to get there and back. It's just I'm very inefficient with my captures. There we go. Let's line up on target, and we're just gonna mark this as revert. So that way then we know when things go bad, we can just revert to that. All that debris should hopefully burn up in the atmosphere. Hopefully. Ah, we missed it. Went too fast. Oh, that was a bit of lag there. And we gotta wait till we reach around again. Just just keep just keep burning every time we hit periapsis. And we'll have to see if we can get the Eve Voyager original to do anything. Maybe we can get it to travel around our little region here. Maybe it can go to Minimus. Still needs its landers attached to it. Cut off the fuel once we pass periapsis. Should be more easy the next time we get around to it. One good thing about this thing, it's never going to really run out of electrical charge with all these solar panels and the batteries. I forgot how much of a full crew of Kerbals we have on board. Been so long since we played this save. But the Dakrain Space Agency doesn't quit. Ah, I missed it. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can literally just click warp here, and it'll automatically warp to that point on the thing. Almost managed to escape atmosphere. We're almost on an escape trajectory. Almost, but not quite. trying to save as much, That could actually be useful, because that'll slingshot us a bit. Alright. If we can save some extra fuel by getting a slingshot assist from the Mun, I'll take it. It'll throw us a bit off of our flat trajectory, but it'll have to do. Because we're looking for speed. And if I can save some fuel by getting a slingshot, I'll take it. Looks like we could just, in theory, use the Mun to completely slingshot us out of the Kerbal system. So we'll take it. We'll take this. It's going to take us a while to get there. But we'll get there. Right, now, considering the fact I do want to make some corrections to this to flatten us out a bit. Yeah, that'll have to do. And we're almost there, almost there, almost there, and we're out. It was nice seeing you, Kerbin, but we gotta go. We have brand new adventures to go on, new planets to see, science to do. There goes the Eve Voyager. Mark II. Take 2 on the attempts to get to Eve and back. Shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. Actually, right there. That'll be where we set the maneuver. It's a good thing we have powerful satellites nowadays. And we also have our NavSavs, which are able to help continue to establish communications between the inner and outer reaches of our solar system. I'm hoping this does what I think it does by clicking warp to next, which I assume means it will warp straight to the time of the alarm. To be fair, with the alarm system in this game, I could 100% be doing something else while I wait for these guys to conclude this orbit to get to the maneuver node. Which I'm hoping to save a bit of fuel on, but looks like we're going to be spending quite a bit. Alright, I'll be doing manual warping from here. Now hopefully we can eventually bring down our apoapsis, or at least this side here, to match up more with Eve. Now to burn through what's left of our engine here. Our puny little Bobcat liquid fuel engines are now the only other thing keeping us moving. And they're going to run out fairly quickly. I really should have put more fuel into this stage here, so then it could actually burn for a bit longer. Well, that's bad. Why did that fire? Okay. That's what I get for not checking staging. Okay. Yep. Yep, this is fine. This is fine. All fine. uh, why are those stages set up to link with those stages? Why? Why? You shouldn't be on anything. Shouldn't be on that stage. Oh, the pain. Hmm. You know, I just thought about this. I never really designed anything to get them down from here once they got back, because both these landers were meant to be ditched once we got there. They bring them down to the surface, they come back, and then we ditch them. It wasn't really a plan for anything with these. And they can only hold 2 Kerbals in each one of these pods. We never really had a plan for the rest of them. Alright, take 2. Should have made an autosave when we were out in space, but whatever. Whatever. It'll be fine. If I remember correctly, we have a minor problem with these 2 bottom thrusters being too much for that upper thruster to handle. So I'm going to decrease these to 50. So that way then they're outputting the amount of power this one at 100 would output. So hopefully that'll balance out the weight problems of that. Hopefully balance out the weight problems. Oh, well, that's good. Kind of. Oh! You know, maybe we just aren't meant to go to Eve. Maybe, just maybe. We aren't meant to. There we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere on the Appalachians. Burning more fuel than I would like to, but need to get out of this system at some point. Oh, I forgot to change the game. Whoops. There we go. Fixed. Hey, there we go. We're not going to crash into the mud this time, so I can safely warp here without dying. Not the worry of death. Oh, I forgot to change the title as well. Whoops. It's been so long since I played KSP that I completely forgot to do that. Whoops. Let's see. I'll have to do for now. Oh, that's not good. It's estimating that we're not going to have the fuel to do this. Fair enough. Can't do that maneuver. How about burning into our lander's fuel tanks? We might be able to perform that one, though. But you might just barely be able to do that one. Hopefully everything is set up in the correct order this time. Oh wait, no, I forgot. They aren't. Let me just fix that real quick. You guys should be on your own thing. Should also be on your own thing. There we go. That's all fixed. Oh, wait, no, those are the lander ones. Wait. Alright, those are the lander ones, and those are that lander ones. Those are both the lander ones. Alright. Hopefully everything works out. Hopefully. There we go. Kind of failed to activate there. For some reason. I should have snuck some extra fuel tanks into this section because it does not have the fuel to get us anywhere. It's mostly just a kick engine and to help push us in whatever direction we're trying to go. Am I seriously going to have to activate all these engines annually? I'll just throw all of you on there. Now, the nuclear engines are very fuel efficient, but the question is, will we have enough fuel to make that efficiency count? If I could run these two engines at full power, we'd probably be a lot better off, but I can't without risking the entire craft going into an out-of-control state. Apparently, with the way this thing is configured, it is uneven on the weight distribution in space, which I don't entirely understand how that works, but it works. So, camp. Alright, maneuver completed. Right, now we gotta get down here. Gotta slow down here. What was that? 7-minute burn. Hopefully the engines can handle it. Hopefully our fuel supply isn't completely expended trying to do it. Slowly burning through fuel. You know, probably could have made that there another liquid fuel tank. It wouldn't have helped much, but it would have been some additional fuel to play with. Probably should have. Minor regrets on my part for not turning that into a fuel storage. Also, 4 engines might have been better than 3 engines. 3 engines just looked cooler. 3 engines was entirely an aesthetic choice, not a functional choice. Just looked cooler. And we still have full connection to Kerbin, so that's good. Of course, Kerbin isn't that far away. And eventually the NavSavs are going to be picking up the slack with communications. Because they're going to be kind of the only way we're going to be able to communicate with the Kerbal Space Center at times. Probably should have repositioned Indigo 1 and Indigo 2, so that way then they rotated in 2 different axes around the sun. Our fuel supply looking at. Electric charge is still holding. Liquid fuel is slowly dropping. turn it on to stage view. Oh, stage view is not going to let me get away with that. Because it doesn't even understand what stage it's on anymore. I built this thing with the intention for it to be modular and able to add more or less fuel tanks if required. I'm going to probably have to build in more engines at this point due to the problems we're seeing with not only fuel consumption but minor engine problems too. And it needs another one of these nacelles in a 4-way configuration instead of the 3-way configuration I got going for next iteration of this craft. And that little punt stage needs more fuel in it to be able to actually do its job of punting us. In here is the entirety of this entire rocket's power supply and control system. All these reaction wheels are what are keeping this thing going straight. It's so ridiculous on the inside of that. Probably could have stuffed a couple of extra fuel tanks in there too, considering everything. Yeah, there might have been enough room for extra fuel tanks. They wouldn't have been big fuel tanks, but they would have been fuel tanks that could have helped out with any potential fuel problems, which we've been experiencing. Oh, that's definitely freaking out. As these guys slowly voyage through space. Oh yeah, I forgot I decreased how much a blader armor they heat shields have in order to decrease how much weight that they were. Hmm. Nope, that's not going to be good enough. Yeah, that is way too much fuel. Alright, let's see if a burn at apoapsis would do us any better. Because already at the current moment, those two are fairly close. If we burn at apoapsis, we might be able to get them on target. Might being a strong word. Let's see. See if at any point they get close enough to it. I'd rather not burn up my entire fuel supply. Let's see if we can maybe do it without any issues. On. They're freaking out so much that it's hard to tell where it'll like line up. Because I need to get captured by Eve. Why did you all have to vote for Eve back in the day? We could have gone elsewhere. We could have gone to probably an easier planet. Why Eve? To be fair, I am making this hard on myself with the very overly complicated designed Star Cruiser thing that I have going. Still. Thing is, in order to like reach it, we have to like redline like the whole craft. It's just I don't think we can feasibly land on Eve, even with the minor modifications I've done to this rocket. I just don't think we can. Anything can be learned out here? Nope. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if at some point we get a better chance at that. See, where's the debris button? Oh, that just turns everything else off. Let's just clean up Kerbin's atmosphere a bit. Now, launching a refueling mission is out of the question. There's nothing we can do to get it. There, I am okay at rendezvous a bit, but not okay enough for a refuel in mid-space. That's a bit out of the question. We do have a nice satellite network, though. It's just we are not getting to Eve anytime soon with it. What am I bouncing around in Eve? Oh yeah, I forgot. We have the SatNav Echo 2 and Echo 1. They're the only two things that have managed to get into orbit around Eve. I forgot that's why we don't have a polar sun and moon, sun lateral, sun and set of SatNavs. It's because of the fact that we have Eve to use as that sort of transmitter. As the backup transmitter. Yeah, problems with Eve is that Eve is on a slight angle, whereas at least Duna is on the same plane of existence as Kerbin. Hello, Zoro. It could be possible to take the Eve Voyager Mark 1 to go refuel the Eve Voyager Mark 2, but don't know if it would be possible for it to get back. So we're just gonna build something to go to Duna while we try to figure out how to fix the Eve mission. Conducting science in Kerbal Space Program. Yes. Let's see. Let's open. That's the Eve Voyager Mark II. Yeah. God, how ridiculous it kind of looks. But anyway, we can reuse this heavy lifter rocket for what we're going to do. Now this here is going to be our Duna mission. Of course, we have to design a craft that works with it, but I'll work with the heavy lift system, but and this shouldn't be too hard. No, not you. Well, I'm gonna have to use you for something. Alright. Let's see what we can do with this. First off, we're gonna need something attached to this thing. Act as its thruster. First, thermal, heat shield. That's too big. That's too small. Also too small. Kind of weirdly placed. There we go. Alright, what I'm going to install here is literally just going to be the engine that's used to position this thing to be able to land back at Kerbin. This rocket here is not going to be the main rocket, because, dear God, it does not have the required amount of thrust. This has a fairly decent thrust to weight ratio, so we can use this one, but yeah. And some supplementary rockets. That's a stretcher, Dean. Yeah, that's not really going to leave much room for science equipment now, is it? Experiment storage unit. Fit in there. Fit in there. Fit in there. There you go. Is it safe strapping scientific equipment to a fuel tank? Probably not, but I don't really have anywhere else to put the darn things. I can at least store that on the outside. Now, hopefully that's enough liquid fuel for this stage of the rocket to be able to maneuver itself into wherever it needs to be. Coupling, stack coupler, put that there. You're not gonna like me, are you? No. Alright, let's see. Parachutes. Mark 25. Gonna need somebody to slap these on. That just barely fits in there. Hopefully this here is enough to help with whatever landing procedure we need to do, but stick you on there. Nope. You gotta stick onto the engine plate. There we go. And just move that up a bit. Well, that's mostly sealed. Don't really need the fairing, do I? As for this stage here, we're shroud, turn that off for a second. Now let's see here. Fuel. The baguette fuel tanks. As many of them as I can fit on there. That should hopefully allow that stage quite a bit of fuel. Hopefully. Turn back on the shroud. Okay, I need to put those into the craft more. Alright. There we go. That should be in the shroud, right? Oh. There we go. Now they're in the shroud. Now, is this rocket extremely overkill for what we're using it for? Yes, it is. And then we need a ladder. Might need more than one ladder. That is as far as I can pull that out. Okay. No additional ladders then. Just for the fun of it. We're going to slap some stuff on it. The Duna Liner Mark 1. Let's just stick a little additional fuel in here just in case. Just as an in case of emergency, we need it fuel. Close up the shroud. And let's see here. Communications. Do not need that many. Just need the one. Let's see, that's 15. What do you give me? You give 2G. What do you give? 2G. Obviously, this thing gives the most, but we don't need that one. Oh, you know, I can just use this one. Because that's 100. That should be more than enough. More than enough for the mission required. Let's see here. Who's going to be our lucky crew? We'll take we'll take these guys. They haven't been on a mission in a while. I got nothing fancy for them to bring along with them, like no rovers or anything. All we have is what we got, which isn't much. And hopefully they don't get stranded. Let's see, that should be staged correctly. That should be staged correctly. Let's see here. That's set up correctly. That is not. Wait, which engine is this? Oh, that's that engine. Just combine those into one stage. It's for this one. Why is that there? Should be up here on this stage. That should be there on that stage. I think. stage should be before them. Its own stage. And the parachute should be on their own stage. That should be up here with these. That should also be up there with those. Alright. I think everything's sorted. I think. Yeah, that should be everything sorted. Other than power, that is the thing I nearly forgot. Where am I going to store batteries? Store batteries on the note. I am definitely not fitting batteries in there. Oh, there we go. There's a battery. There's another battery. Some extra electrical charge. A pair of solar panels. Oh, and almost forgot the most important thing. Reaction control wheel. I'm not going to be able to fit it there. Installing some RCS thrusters. We got to do that. Here we go. Hopefully these two advanced inline stabilizers are able to keep the thing straight. So I can take this out. Add a couple of these in. And then take structural. Take these, put those there. These on that. Alright, why did this happen again? This is not correct. You were supposed to be up here with this one. Alright, let's go. It would not be funny. That is not funny. We have had rockets do that before. It is not the funny. First stage away. Yeah, this was yeah, this was really overkill for what we needed. To be fair, this launch system was meant to get the Eve Voyager into space. There's the last of our rockets. Yeah, that's all our fireworks. Yeah, this bird's going to be a bit sluggish with how large it is and how few reaction control systems it has. I assume, yeah, we're burning through electric charge. Where's my solar panels? Extend. Extend. There we go. Most of this flight's electric charge is going to be coming from the engines generating power. Then it'll be off to Duna. Might as well extend the satellite antenna, so then we can maintain contact with the KSP. So we gently float through space on our giant booster rocket. To be fair, I probably could reconfigure this to refuel the Eve lander. Send up a probe with the required fuel canisters to refuel it. At that point, the problem is docking it to the lander Eva Voyager, which will be the hard part. Because there aren't really any free docking ports. I think the landers have a secondary docking port on the other side, but I wasn't entirely too sure on remembering that part. And that should very quickly recharge. Yep, batteries are recharged. And this large thruster bank that we have should be able to easily push us into a more proper orbit. Ooh, that's a lot of jiggle. Ah! Curse you, Kraken! Why? Alright, what do we still have left? Alright, we're struggling to control. Come on, get back on target. Alright, so we've lost a few bits. What do we have that still works? We have one engine. Alright, that's really jittering. So we're gonna move the remaining fuel from that engine to that engine. All the fuel in these can go into that engine. And we're gonna have to rely on this one engine here. Let's get rid of that. Hopefully not bump into it as it passes by. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, good. Now can we get back on target? That's the question. There's a lot of minor problems that have occurred. Do I have to engage the RCS? Am I gonna have to? In order to stop our current problem? Yeah, from the looks of it. Don't want to waste too much monopropellant though. Alright, yeah, I have to ditch this rear stage. There's nothing I can do to salvage it. If I want to regain any form of control, I have to ditch it. It's just too heavy and it's already coming loose. So not great. Not off to the greatest of starts here. Okay, there we go. That at least fixed that problem. Alright. We know this is stable. This part of it's stable because it's dealt with far larger objects it's had to tug. Dear God, that's going to be a pain in the butt to clean up. And we'll activate the engine. Minor setback. Usual KSP shenanigans. Only a minor setback. That debris field's gonna get annoying. Hopefully, that debris field doesn't end up catching up with us. Because that would not be fun. Thought I can maybe use those engines to go to Duna with, but yeah. That was a fleeting dream. Nope. That was not the button I wanted to push. Clicked on a flag on accident. Well, there's the flag. There's the flag. Salute the flag. And be on our way. Where's the Duna Lander Mark 1? There it is. And that's the last burn I need to get out of here. We're on our way now. Boldly going where no Kerbal has gone before, at least in the Dakrain Space Agency. Where no Dakrain Space Agency Kerbal has gone before. Because, dear God, has our adventures in space not been a collection of great hits. Alright, so we gotta get to Duna. Duna shouldn't be too hard to get to. There we go. That works. The poor Eve crew have just been kind of sidelined here as like the great exploration group. twice now. Twice Eve has not been a great candidate for things. One time was because our trying to build a star exploration cruiser in space was not fun. The second was the fact that we now don't have enough fuel to get to Eve. But hopefully we can fix that. Very slowly warping forward in time. Very slowly. Got a scientist, a pilot, and a pilot. I forgot the engineer. Didn't I put an engineer in the car in this compartment? But I did. Oh, I guess we forgot the engineer. Oh well, we have a scientist. Nope, that doesn't work. There we go. Thing is, we do not have the fuel for that kind of maneuver. I have the fuel to get there and back. It's just I'm bad at planning these kinds of things. Probably should have added another set of solar panels somewhere else on this thing, just so that way then we'd be able to get power from any direction instead of having to be in a very specific direction in order to get electrical charge. We very, very slowly get to position for another burn. Almost there. Give the batteries a quick recharge from the electric generator in the motor. Alright, hopefully this maneuver should work. At this point, that'll let us intercept potentially Duna at 2 points. Hopefully, that'll allow us to eventually get an encounter. Hopefully. Don't like that I had to use up a little bit of our monopropellant supply, but I'm sure it's fine. We'll get back to Kerbin with what we got, hopefully. Of course, getting to Duna is proving to be harder than initially anticipated. So some technological developments may be required. Oh, I missed the node. Whoops. Alright, there we go. There's 2 points where we might get an intercept with Duna. That clock is not having a fun time. At least I think that's a clock. We're getting there. Any day now. We'll get there. Everybody seems excited for what we're doing. Our scientific mission knows no bounds. Let's see if we can get to Duna. Hopefully, it should be fairly easy. Hopefully. Now we just have to wait and see if at any point we intercept Duna. This is going to take a bit. There we go. Had to bounce our communications off of one of our nav sabs there for a moment. I think the Indigo ones are using older satellite communications equipment, so they aren't as good at transmitting communications. It's gonna take a while. uh, Eventually we'll intercept Duna at some point between one of these 2 points. Because it's along Duna's axis of rotation around the sun. So statistically speaking, at some point we have to intercept Duna. Maybe I should have kept some fireworks to detonate when we arrived at Duna. Oh well. Poor planning. And we'll need to land on one of the polar regions of Duna because don't really want to land on one of the two sides of Duna because then we'll be losing contact with the KSP like every 20 seconds every time it rotates because we don't have a network established around Duna if I remember correctly. We focused all our efforts on getting a satellite network around Eve. And these satellites definitely aren't the most necessary thing in the inner system, but for things like Elu, Joule, I'm going to need a far more powerful network that sits on the outer regions of the Kerbal solar system. Those 2 points are getting closer. Gonna take a while though. I'll leave that for now. See if it ends up working. Let's go back over to the Eve Voyager, see how it's doing. Because our voyage to Eve didn't go well. Several times. The Eve mission has not been going well. That'll do. So to be fair, I don't. Our timer on that's about to go up. Alright. Never mind, I guess we're going back over to the Duna lander. Nope. You are to go after Eve. Switch to Duna lander. Do you have an intercept? Please tell me you do. Not yet. Okay. Yeah. We're not gonna. I think that's meant for. Yeah, this is definitely meant for when you're launching from Kerbin. It's not meant to be used when you're already in space. Right. Right, back over to the Eve Voyager. Target Eve. Honestly, might switch games after this because this has got a bit boring. Because I am bad at landing on other planets. Like I was barely able to land on the moon and Minimus. what made me think that I could ever land on either Eve or Duna? Duna is meant to be the easy one. Yeah, at some point, the Duna lander will intercept Duna. Just don't know when. Or at the very least, at some point, it'll be close enough to where I can maneuver into Duna's orbit. Get over here. Bit closer. There we go. Just a little bit closer. Really should have added more fuel tanks. And another nuclear engine would have probably helped. That way then I can run these on full blast instead of having to act like one additional thruster. Hopefully at some point this intercepts Eve. Yeah, there's only one point where it'll potentially intercept, and that's here.